What's really great, of course, is the steel. All steel. You're only looking at just a little bit of movement, and then that's it. Everything settles in perfectly, and then you're looking at the reflection inside the dent to see if there's any movement. You really have to look that carefully because it's a very, very subtle kind of spread. Now, when you're doing this, you don't know when to stop, and that's why you're looking at the spread, you're looking at the reflection, you're seeing it start to get flat, but at some point you've got to stop. You can't just go all the way. It could make dents from the pads. So now it's time to start tapping down that buckle or that pressure wave that's locked up right there. And as you can see, lateral tension works fantastic to get it reasonably flat, but it's not going to eliminate that very strong crimp in the metal. And it's time to start hitting it. But this is where the mistake is made, is trying to make that completely flat while you have something in your way. That would be the mistake. And you can see the way I'm tapping this, I'm just hitting it flat over the top, just trying to get it to hold, and eventually you'll see where the lateral tension setup actually relaxes right there. Try that with a bunch of plastic in your way. You could probably melt it, and that's why I like an all steel setup. Because you want to be like in the street working. You can't actually have everything perfect where you have electricity for your heat gun and you're not on the sidewalk. This is working like real life, and that's why it's important to use heat that doesn't need electricity, but gear that can take some heat and not melt because it's all plastic. In paintless dent repair, it is about time and how fast you can do it. You only have so much daylight working in front of people's houses. They want their car soon. So here I didn't jack up the vehicle to get the liner out completely. I know that if I peel it back a little bit, I can get my tooling up inside there. And in this moment right now, I'm not wanting to fix the dent. I just want to get that offset, I call it, where I get that great push. And that push is a lot of leather. I don't want to come up too sharp in there. It's a waste.
You see how all this is in your way? Now it's time to get rid of this.
You just want that first push and then that really good tap. And then once that's relieved and it's somewhat flat, you're not going to need the lateral tension anymore because it's in your way. Did you see where I was tapping? Rewind that, check that out again. I was tapping that big buckle or wave or pressure wave up near the contour, the body line. That's where it's going to move. You can see where I started down low out in that flat area, but I moved up higher. I was at the correct angle to slap it towards the low spot, the dent on the contour. That's very, very important. If you went after this with a tapper and just started boom, 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 trying to get all of it, that's the big mistake of making extra work. When if you knocked it down as flat as I was up near the contour, I made no marks. And I was able to flatten the wave because I was hitting it right where it counts, and that's up near where you could leave, from the last video, a sliver. You want to make sure you don't leave a sliver of pressure. And right now, this is the moment where it could be right up against the contour. You're hitting, and then you back off. No, this is the time to hit right at the base of that apex to really drive that wave and flatten it. And as you can see from my hitting, it flattened it out and it relieved the pressure on the lateral tension. So you could tell you're being effective when knocking down waves when you see your equipment relax.